Well, hey guys, we're here with Jesus in the middle of the Garden of Gethsemane in a little cemetery in Coahoma County, Mississippi today. We are just to the east of Clarksdale, Mississippi. As you can see, we're not too very far from the crossroads where Robert Johnson sold his soul to the devil or the Blues Museum, but we're here at the Coahoma County Memorial Gardens to visit the grave of a state line mob guy, Carl Douglas TowHead White. Now, TowHead was in and around the state line for a long time. In fact, one story I read had the infamous Fanny Bell Barker, the Phoenix City Queen of Hearts, visiting Jack and Louise Hathcock in early 1953. Fanny had come to visit the pair because she had heard Jack was getting out of the call girl business and, well, she was looking for some new talent. In addition to that, she was looking for employment for some of her folks who had been getting a little too much attention from some of her local police force. Fanny's niece had a boyfriend named Junior Smith, and, well, things had gotten a little hot for them around Phoenix City, and she was hoping to find him a little work with Jack. Jack told her, sure, send him on down, to which Fanny said, well, how about 2 strong backs? Fanny told him about a guy that she had by the name of Carl White, who went by TowHead. He was a good-looking guy with a temper, but he had a talent for making problems go away. Jack agreed to take him on as well. And so Junior Smith and TowHead White's careers at the state line started something like that in the early 1950s. Now, TowHead was definitely an enforcer, and if what I read is correct, he was responsible for more than 2 or 3 deaths. In fact, I think it was probably TowHead that shot Jack Hathcock on May the 22nd, 1964. If all this is a little bit confusing to you, watch some of our other videos on the state line mob. Jack and Louise had divorced, and TowHead had kind of hooked up with Louise because, well, he wanted to run the state line. Jack was shot and killed, and, well, Louise became the queen of the state line, and TowHead was right by her side. And as with all things state line, you can never be 100% sure just what it was that TowHead was responsible for. After Jack's death, he told Louise he wanted to take over running the White Iris, a club that was a couple hundred yards across the highway from the Shamrock Hotel, which is where Louise lived and where they killed Jack. Let's back up to January of 1957 when TowHead was arrested after he got shot with a 10-gauge shotgun as he was attempting to rob a plantation store in and around Marks, not too terribly far from where we are now. He had taken a vacation from the state line and hooked up with some old buddies, and they went on a little crime spree for entertainment. TowHead was just 24 years old when Louise helped him break out of the hospital and flee to Texas. He became bored with laying low and robbed a few places on his way across Texas to Waco. He got in a bar fight and got arrested, and, well, he was caught. In September of 57, he received 3 years in prison for his part in the store robbery in Marks. Jack and Louise paid for his lawyers, but they couldn't get him out of this one. TowHead was involved in all sorts of things through the years, and some say he did indeed vow to get Sheriff Pusser back for his part in killing Louise Hathcock. Perhaps that is why some people think that Buford actually lay on top of the El Rey on the night of April 3rd, 1969, when TowHead was shot and killed. I've also read that TowHead was at the El Rey with another man's wife, which is right here beside Teresa's truck stop, and the El Rey was located where this cell tower is in present-day Corinth. He was at the hotel with another man's wife, and perhaps that man shot and killed him. Of course, Find a Grave gives Junior Smith credit for firing the bullet that killed TowHead White. W.O. Hathcock is the only state liner that I've found that lived to be an old man, and Louise Hathcock is the only one that I know of that was shot and killed by law enforcement. Of course, Sheriff Buford Pusser killed her. TowHead White was shot and killed outside the El Rey Hotel. He had his pistol in his hand. Thank you.